We are live. Okay. Well, the update is gonna happen in like 3 minutes now, so let's wait for these patch notes, and let's hope that this is a good update for the mechs. Hopefully they're like nerfed a lot. Honestly, they're so bad. Hello, Sophie Dodd. Yeet. Okay. 2 minutes. Let's see when the servers go down. Alright, let's see, we've got a minute left. Let's get this update underway. It's a boy. What? Are you saying, you're a boy? Let's see these servers. Yes. Alright. Okay then. Update is coming in 5 seconds. Alright, and I'm logged out. Okay. Let me get this up. Alright. Alright. Goes Fortnite now. You're on your sister's account. Alright. Sophie Dodd's brother. Okay. Let's see. Reset the page. And here it is. Wait. Yep. Why are there brutes? I'm scared. Oh. Alright, well for Battle Royale. Nope, this is way too loud. I can't hear myself. Alright. Battle Royale, what's new? Retail Row. A Rift Zone has turned Mega Mall back into Retail Row and prices have dropped significantly. These discounts come at the cost of increased danger. Bargain-crazed fiends are spawning in the Rift Zone and they want the shopping center all to themselves. Alright, that's pretty cool. I like that that Rito Rose back, but like with zombies, I don't know. It's not gonna be good. World Run LTM, dip, dodge, and duck through treacherous traps, lava pits, and more to become the world's fastest lane runner. 16 players race to complete the course. The first team to collect 30 coins wins. Team type squads respawning on 16 players for teams. The team to collect, yeah, alright. In the event that two teams collect the same amount of coins, the team that was faster will win. Weapons and items unvaulted only in so the Infinity Blade is unvaulted in the sword fight squads and duos LTM. Reduce the environmental damage from 10,000 to 600. Increase the number of resource stacks contained in chest in Tilted Town from 1 to 3. And then Brute updates. Added a targeting laser that appears as players load and fire missiles. In addition to Brute's gunner, this laser is visible to opponents and teammates. This is to help clarify to all players on where a gunner is aiming their rockets before they're fired. Improve visual and audio feedback during self-destruct sequence. Brutes can now be entered directly from glider mode. Updated Brute spawn logic for large team respawn game modes. Brutes will now spawn intermittently throughout the match instead of waiting for storm phases to end. Brutes abandoned in the storm will self-destruct after 30 seconds. Brutes will reappear on the map after 15 seconds if no player is in either seat. Bug fixes. Fixed an issue in which opponents' brutes would sometimes not be visible. Brutes can no longer be used to traverse the map faster than intended. The turn rate of Brute's turret is no longer frame rate dependent. And then gameplay. Retail Row. A Rift Zone has replaced the Mega Mall POI with Retail Row. Retail Row now spawns hordes of fiends who charge at players. Fiends may drop a weapon, consumable, or ammo upon being eliminated. Fiends cannot go outside the Retail Row Rift Zone. Chests and ammo containers will now open when destroyed. Known issue: destroying a chest or ammo container by destroying the object it is placed on will not open it. We plan to have this issue resolved in version 10.20 update. Bug fixes. The week 1 and 2 hidden battle stars can now be collected. Fix an issue in which the bush would reset its displayed equip timer. If the player tried to activate it multiple times, players would still be able to equip the bush at the intended time, but the displayed timer would be incorrect. Fixed an issue in which supply drop smoke would not appear if the box was not in sight. Trees no longer turn into different kinds of trees upon being damaged. This includes snow-covered trees no longer turning into non-snow-covered trees. Alright, fixed an issue in which chests would sometimes already be broken or opened at the start of a match. The welcome to Tilted Town message no longer loops when the player enter/exit Tilted Town. It also no longer overlaps storm warnings. Walking over in motion bottle fancy flip toys no longer causes camera issues. Alright, and now events. Pushed a fix on August 5th to address an arena matchmaking issue, causing players to be matched within a wider hype range than intended. Because players are now matched within a narrow hype range, some players may experience longer queue times. This is to ensure higher quality matches. Playground. Bug fixes. Fix an issue involving chests being unopenable in Tilted Town. Performance. Further improvements performance to reduce the chance of players landing on POIs with a low level of detail. Art and animation. Plastic Patroller outfit visual update added mud smears, wear and tear, and brighter outline. These changes were added to prevent this outfit from providing a camouflage effect in certain areas of the map, which was making it very difficult to see. All players who previously purchased this outfit will have the option to refund it without using a refund token if they choose to do so. Note, this refund option will be available for 30 days with the timer starting after your next login. Updated the Mecha Team Leader outfit's idle animation to its original version. Bug fixes. improved the visuals of the emotical wrap on weapons. Audio enabled refurb on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. UI contextual tutorial system, a tip system designed to help guide and teach players new to Battle Royale. This system displays tips to players during matches. Each tip appears in situations it is most relevant to. Can be toggled on or off in the game settings tab. It is set to on by default. Updated the item shop background. Alright, bug fixes. The tiles for completed missions no longer display 0% and are no longer missing a check mark. Suggested challenges on the map screen no longer take up the entire space or show level up missions. Alright. The tiles for limited time missions no longer display soon when it should display the time remaining. Replay. In Battle Royale camera mode, the tracking now smoothly follows the path instead of jumping large steps. Disabled storm post-processing in Battle Royale and Battle Map. Added keyboard bindings to change the playback speed, and replays G now increases the playback speed, and Shift plus G now decreases the playback speed. Bug fixes. Changing the options for the battle map camera mode no longer resets the camera placement. Battle map no longer switches to a third person view when the battle bus launches. Disabled squad visibility option in battle map when viewing a solo match. Yeah, Zach, the brutes, like, it barely even did anything. Like a laser that says where they're gonna shoot. Like, they need to add mobility so then I can actually get away from the missiles instead of just, oh, it's gonna shoot here? Whoop, I guess I'm dead. They need to add more mobility into the game. Alright, mobile. Push notifications system. The system can be managed in the device settings or in-game settings to toggle on and off. Safe zones will be respected on iOS X devices on the Battle Pass page. Auto fire will now be applied to players with a bush equipped. Teammates and quick bar HUDs will be displayed when spectating. Quit button has been removed on the logout screen. A single tap is needed to open the map after it has been closed with X at the top of the screen. Push to talk button is back while on the battle bus. Bug fixes. Resolved a crashing issue that would occur when leaving the game in the background after completing a match on Android. Resolving a crashing issue that would occur when the device was put in sleep mode for more than 10 seconds on iOS. Brute buttons are now named appropriately. When players are selecting a match mode, no secondary selection border will appear. The decline button in the HUD layout tool will correctly remove any changes made. The show help button will dismiss when entering the battle bus. The item shop page will be centered for devices in a 4:3 resolution. The battle pass page indicator won't duplicate. The quick heal button will not appear when players are in down but not out state. Auto fire with scoped revolver correctly fires. Pressing X on the map to close it won't disable right stick functionality for the Razer something controller. Keyboard's text box will stay on screen after locking and unlocking the screen while writing a gifting message on Android. We've made graphical improvements in the following areas: view all rewards screen from the battle pass, spray sail glider, Tac-Bat's harvesting tool, yonder outfit variants, atmosphere backpack, catalyst outfit eyes, vendetta outfit, updated to look the same as it does on other platforms. Now onto creative. What's new? The Brute, now usable in creative, unleash mechanical mayhem in your games. Manage your islands. Run out of space to build your new creations. You can now add and remove islands at will. Camera filter adds post-processing effects to players' screens while they play. Islands. Update an island select menu. Create up to 50 islands. Islands available. Temperate, Meadow, Arctic, Frosty Fortress, Ice Lake, Canyon, Wasteland, Tropical, River's Edge, Volcano, Sandbar, Caldera, Kevin Floating, Black Grass, Grid, and The Block. Updated the Island Select UI to improve usability. Added a Deleted Islands tab. When islands are deleted, they will appear in this area and can be recovered for a limited time. Once you have 50 islands and 5 deleted islands, the oldest deleted islands will permanently be lost each time you create a new island. OMG, all they did was make things worse and fix so much in mobile. Exactly. Alright, islands are still named in the description tab of the My Island menu. Republishing an existing island will now update the original island code instead of creating a new one. The owner of published code can lock their island code, so players can only access the specified version of the published island by default, going to the code link on the Epic Games site and selecting the active version. Alright. Gameplay. Added new options to the game and game settings menu. Note, everything below was added in version 10 but was missing from the patch notes. All teams must finish no, yes, default on no. Win condition most rounds, most score, default on most rounds. Allow aim assist, yes and no, default on yes. PvP pickaxe damage, default or none, and it's default on default. Visit the World Cup Creative Finals trophy in Creative Hub. You can even see the winners' names etched into it. Alright. Bug fixes. Fixed a bug where games that switch players' teams on death would not obey the maximum team size or team ratio settings. Fixed a bug where a player joining a match in progress as a spectator would return to Creative Hub when the game changed rounds. Fixed an issue where players could bypass allow out of bounds settings when using fly mode. Fixed an issue where the last standing option did not end games upon final elimination. Weapons and items. Reduce the environmental damage value of the Infinity Blade from 10,000 to 600 to allow it to be used with creature spawners. Bug fixes. Problematic. Fixed a bug where a player would enter a broken state when using the problematic at the same time as removing it from their inventory. Fixed an issue where the problematic was incorrectly using the rocket ammo icon. Creative tools and phone. Added a new option to the game settings menu. Camera filter allows you to add post-processing effects to players' screens while they're on your map. Default sepia and retro. Default is on default. Bug fixes. Fix an issue where rapidly selecting building pieces with multi-select caused other building pieces to turn and stay green on islands. Alright. Prefabs and galleries. Added the pillar gallery being moved around like props. Added particle gallery B, which features butterfly and seagull particles. Added additional pieces with the same color on both sides to obstacle course galleries: black, blue, green grip tape, orange, purple, red, and white. Updated the indoor residential prop gallery with birthday props. Updated the Truck and Oasis gallery with a telephone pole, highway sign, and camel. Updated the Nature Ice Cliff gallery with icy meteor rocks. Bug fixes. The props in the roadside diner are no longer interactable. The Viking Village prop gallery can now be rotated after being pasted. Fixed an issue where the ice lake on Ice Lake Island would disappear with low visual settings. Fixed an issue where the right triangular prism gallery assets health bar would persist when using the phone tool to pick it up. Alright, devices. How much more do we have of creative? Oh my god. Alright. Devices. Increase the number of available trigger channels from 24 to 32 and the number of available receivers from 30 to 40. Added a new version of the item spawner. The new item spawner is placed as an object rather than a trap and can be manipulated with the phone tool. Note the old trap-based item spawner will continue to be available for a while. It will eventually be removed from the inventory. This will not affect existing maps which use the old item spawner. It will simply remove the old versions from the devices menu. Let us know what you think about this new item spawner on our social channels. Item respawn on or off, default on. Random spawns off, random and no repeats, it's default on off. Visible during games, on or off, default on. Time before first spawn, instant, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 25 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and it will be default on 10 seconds. Time between spawns, instant, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, everything from before, and it is default on instant. Welcome back, Sophie Dodd's brother. Wood, stone, metal, cost of item. The item can only be picked up if the player has the required amount of the specified material in their inventory. No cost, 5, 10 to 200, increments of 10, 200 to 500, increments of 20, 500 to 700, increments of 50, 800, 900, 1000, default on no cost. I have no idea what any of that means. Bonus ammo for weapons, on or off, default on. Run over pickup, off or on, default on off. Item visibility, 1 times, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, or 5 times, default on 1 times. Enabled on game start, enabled disabled, default on enabled. Enabled when receiving from, no channel, and then 1 to 32, default on no channel. Disable when receiving from, no channel, or 1 to 32. No channel is the default. Spawn items when receiving from, no channel, or 1 to 32, default on no channel. Cycle to next item when receiving from, no channel, or 1 to 32, default on no channel. Added brute spawner. Spawner settings, enabled, disabled, enabled warm up, game start, default on enabled. Respawn time, never, instant, 1 second, 2 second, all that time, and default on instant. Respawn vehicle when enabled, yes, no, only if needed, default on yes. Destroy vehicle when disabled, yes, no, or, and it is default on yes. Alright. Destroy vehicle when disabled, yes or no, default on yes. Respawn vehicle when receiving from no channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Despawn vehicle when receiving from no channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Enable when receiving from no channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Disable when receiving from no channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Advanced Storm Controller added in version 10 allows you to create a customized multi-phase storm on your maps. Use it in conjunction with advanced storm beacons to create highly customized storm patterns. This device is still in development and may be changed in the future to provide an improved experience. Added advanced storm controller settings. Generate storm on game start. Should the storm start as soon as the game begins? Yes or no. Default on yes. Alright. Storm phases. Should the storm use standard battle royale phases or take instructions from advanced storm beacons? Default or custom? Default on default. Note, if you are using custom storm phases, it is strongly advised to have an advanced storm beacon for each phase of your storm, including phase 1, since with the current implementation, leaving phases undefined can lead to some unpredictable, undesired results. Phase 1 radius sets the initial radius of the storm at phase 1. 5 meters, 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, 50 meters, 75 meters, 100 meters, 200 meters, 300 meters, 400 meters, 500 meters, 1,000 meters, 2,000 meters, 3,000 meters, 4,000 meters, 5,000 meters, and default on 200 meters. Starting phase. At which phase should the storm begins when it appears? 1. Receiving a signal from the selected channel. No channel, 1 to 30. Default on no channel. Destroy storm when receiving from. Disables the storm controller, removing the storm immediately on receiving a signal from the selected channel. No channel, 1 to 32. Default on no channel. When phase ended, transmit on. Sends a signal on the selected channel at the end of each storm phase. No channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Advanced Storm Beacon added in version 10 can be used to override the default Battle Royale storm behavior, allowing you to create storms that move and behave exactly the way you want them to. Use these in conjunction with the Advanced Storm Controller when it is set to use custom storm phases. Advanced Storm Beacon settings. Phase. Which storm phase does the beacon control? 1 to 50. Default on 1. End radius. Sets the radius of the storm at the end of the selected phase. Don't override. 5 meters, 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, 50 meters, 75 meters, 100 meters, 200 meters, 300 meters, 400 meters, 500 meters, 1,000 meters, 2,000 meters, 3,000 meters, 4,000 meters, 5,000 meters. Default on don't override. With Alright. Alright, movement behavior. How should the storm move? Don't override. Move randomly. Move to beacon. None. Default. Don't override. Move distance. Min. What is the minimum distance that the storm should move? Only works if movement behavior is set to move randomly. Alright. What is move distance max? What is the maximum distance that the storm should move? Only works if movement behavior is set to move randomly. Don't override. 0 meters, 5 meters, 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, all those meters. Default on don't override. Added option to the basic storm controller. Generate storm on game start. Should the storm start as soon as the game begins? Yes or no. Default on yes. Generate storm when receiving from. Generates the storm on receiving a signal from the selected channel. No channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Alright, destroy storm when receiving from. Disables the storm controller, removing the storm immediately on receiving a signal from the selected channel. No channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. When phase ended, transmit on. Sends a signal on the selected channel at the end of each storm phase. No channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Added options to all vehicle spawner devices. Enabled. When can the spawner create vehicles? Disabled. Enabled. Warm up or game start. Default on enabled. Respawn time. How long does the spawner wait after its vehicle is destroyed before it spawns a new one? Never. Will allow vehicles only ever be used via triggers. Never. Instant. 1 second, 2 seconds, and all that time. It's default on instant. Alright. Respawn vehicle when enabled. When the spawner switches from disabled to an enabled state, should it spawn a new vehicle? Yes. Will cause the spawner to destroy any existing vehicle and create a new one immediately. While only if needed, will only create a new vehicle if one doesn't already exist. Yes, no, only if needed. Default on yes. Destroy vehicle when disabled. Should the spawner destroy any existing vehicle when it is disabled? Yes or no. Default on yes. Respawn vehicle when receiving from no channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Despawn vehicle when receiving from no channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Enable when receiving from no channel 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Disable when receiving from no channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Added new options to the objective device. Play audio VFX on or off. Default on. Collision during games on or off or when visible. Default on. Collide against all. Only weapons. Default on all. Score 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50, 75, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000. Default on 0. Turn visibility on when receiving from no channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Turn visibility off when receiving from no channel or 1 to 32. Default on no channel. Added new options to the creature spawner. Spawner type sets the look of the spawner. Cube spawner, ice spawner, default cube spawner. Added additional options to creature type. Cube random, ice fiend, major ice fiend, ice brute, major ice brute, ice ranged, poison fiend, exploding brute, ice random, or push rush random. All random. Default on cube random. Added cake to the consumables gallery. Consuming cake gives the player 5 health or shield. The following devices have updated new preview holograms: Brute, Shopping Cart, ATK, Quad Crasher, X4 Stormwing, Driftboard, Cannon, Baller, Timer, Scoreboard, or Time Settings and Inventory. Alright, bug fixes. Rename Last Standing option in the game menu to Last Standing to End, and made the tooltip more helpful. Fixed some issues on the trigger device. Trigger now correctly updates the visual channel number on copied triggers. Trigger now correctly attributes the signal to a player when it's activated from a vehicle. Triggers will now only activate once per shot from a shotgun rather than once per pellet. Updated the tooltip on the complete once option in the timer device. Fixed some issues with the weapon free zone device. Fixed an issue where players were able to swing and deal damage with a pickaxe inside the weapon free zone. Fix an issue where players could use weapons when transitioning out of one weapon free zone into another. Fix an issue where the advanced storm device would not move the storm to the correct beacon during phases. Fix an issue where the flag object would not display properly when placed into the item spawner. And team settings and inventory devices. UI in social. Added the ability to show cumulative scores on the scoreboard HUD widget. Bug fixes. Fix an issue where inspecting the in-game challenge menu for a second time while using a controller would cause it to close and no longer function. Fix an issue where the hide/show details button would display improperly when the island description panel was displayed. Fix an issue where the creative inventory would stay on screen even after closing the menu. Fix an issue where a party leader would be unable to rejoin their active game if they left while in progress but were still a member of the party. Performance. Further improved source of hitching on PC. Optimized memory on iOS to improve stability. Resolve a number of sources of switch hitches. Mobile. Bug fixes. Airstrike smoke visual effects can now be observed from a distance. Text in My Island settings won't overlap when scrolling through options. Director's chair from the movie set prop gallery can now be highlighted with the phone tool. Okay. Now on to Save the World. What's new? Penny hits the road. This week, Penny makes her way to the radio station to broadcast her songs of the summer. Load up the van and gather your group because it's time to hit the road with a new weekly quest. Thunder Thora, where there's thunder, there's Thora. Missions and systems. As mentioned in our recent roadmap, we'll be making some adjustments to rewards across the board. Most notably, the top and twine peaks below are the changes. Top end tier twine tweaks. Increase the quantity of evolution materials in gold awarded by mission alerts. Increase the rarity of weapons / survivors rewarded by mini boss mission alerts, and made them significantly less likely to be transform keys. Increase the chance of mission alerts rewarding evolution and perk materials. Increase quantity of drops of rain, re-perk, epic perk up, legendary perk up awarded by missions and group missions. Increased the chance of missions and group missions awarding perk materials, and decreased the chance of awarding XP. Increase the chance of group missions awarding evolution materials. Increase the chance of missions awarding drops of rain. Increase the chance of missions awarding top tier ore and crystal rather than power cells. Increase the chance of missions awarding hero XP or schematic XP rather than survivor XP. Increase the quantity of perk materials awarded by mission alerts in High Candy Valley and Twine Peaks. Increase the number of Mutant Storm and mini boss missions alert across the game. This increase is considerably greater in Plankerton and Candy Valley. Updates to trap recycling and trap scoring. Traps recycled at maximum durability now give back all ingredients used to craft them. Traps no longer provide placement score and crafting soar, but their activation score has been increased to compensate for this change. Alright. Oh my gosh, that was too much. Yes, my throat hurts from talking in creative. Alright, locked hit the road zones are no longer visible on the world map. Bug fixes. Edit permissions for all storm shields have been reset to remove any unintended additions from a recent bug. Players will need to re-add permissions. Fix some mission alerts failing to spawn correctly. All group missions will now spawn a mega alert. As a result, crafting ingredients will now be granted when successfully completing the resupply mission. Fixed onboarding flow to not show the retry dialogue before actually attempting first launch. Wave 3 of Twine Storm Shield Defense 5 is now a timed wave instead of an elimination wave. Corrected medics deal reward and hit the road to heal properly. Weapons awarded for completing record dash in Hit the Road will now include perks. Emotes are no longer interrupted when a player on the vehicle and Hit the Road. Music from truck upgrades should no longer play when players are far away from the truck. Truck music and zone music are muted properly during songs at the end of Hit the Road missions. Lars's Hit the Road conversations will no longer continue through the victory or defeat screens. The medal icon should now appear consistently in the objective text for the Bridge Out secondary mission. Fixed an occlusion issue on the rocket when panning the camera during the launch the rocket mission. Players should now receive the correct medal when completing a mission's basic requirements. Reward chest from signal boost spawn closer to players. Hit the Road signal boost mission awards the correct amount of reward chest. UI. The minimap no longer goes blank when a player is eliminated and Hit the Road. Objective markers no longer appear on the map indefinitely in the Hit the Road mission. Bug fixes. Emote music no longer continues to play when switching to another tab while previewing an emote in the lobby. Spray decals now properly show up when shadows are toggled off. Fix zoom controller button display in the world map. Mission alerts. Mission alert rewards now correctly display the rewards during a match. HUD ammo counter will no longer show large numbers when the player is eliminated. The tip text on the loading screen will no longer be cut off. Collection book tiles now properly update when researching an item. The blank bonuses tab will now be hidden when survivors are being viewed in the event/weekly store. Custom war games in Twine Peaks now display the correct reward item names. Players will no longer lose input of the closed game tab while opening llama packs. Attempting to leave a storm shield while waiting for assistance will no longer leave the player trapped there. Fix an issue on PC when trying to play old movie content. Cloak Star now takes inventory space. The health and shield bar of spectating player now displays the correct values and Hit the Road. The rewards info menu now shows the rewards for completing SSD1. The number of waves completed will now correctly on the results screen after completing an endurance SSD. Performance. Improved performance in the front end. Alright, Heroes Thunder Thor rumbles back into the event store. Standard electrified floors. Enemies standing on the structure affected by base take 12.7 base damage every 5 seconds. And as a commander, it's 38.1 base damage. Available in the event store starting August 14th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure you show up for my stream because I stream the item shops every day for Battle Royale and Save the World every week when they reset. The following hero perks now work with SMGs in addition to their original weapon type: Assault Ammo Recovery, Assault Crit Damage, Assault Damage, Blaze of Glory, Fire First Assault, Where's Lefty. And then the following perks were not updated to work with SMGs. These perks have been made eligible for reset: Make It Count, Six Shooter, Hip Shot, Swash, and Buckle. The first assault perk now works after overheating for weapons that use heat generation instead of magazines. Alright, so this is with the new SMG gun type. So now guns like the Bobcat or the Silent Spectre won't be assault rifles, they'll be SMG types. And these are the ones that will work with it. This will be... I have no idea though. Bug fixes. Players are no longer launched when they use the heavy attack with Spectral Blade into a sand tornado. The ninja's throwing stars ability now cancels emotes. Destroying a base while supercharged traps perk is active will maintain the base bonus on the traps. Weapons and items. The following legendary weapons and their lower rarities have been reclassified as SMGs and are eligible for reset: Blastertron Mini, Bobcat, Founder's Quickshot, Hemlock, Lightning Pistol, Monsoon, Ratatat, Riptide, Silent Spectre, Thrasher, Typewriter, Vendortech Blazer, and the Viper. Added new transform keys for the SMG weapon category. Updated mission alerts to possibly award new SMG transform keys. Updated Llama Choice rewards to possibly award SMG schematics. Defender perks that increase assault or pistol damage now also increase SMG damage. Also, assault and pistol defenders can now use SMGs as well as their primary weapon type. When you recycle a trap from your inventory, you will get up to 100% of the materials used to craft it back, depending on the remaining durability. Honestly, this patch note is so long. My voice is hurting. Alright, bug fixes. Defenders now hold spears correctly. Gameplay. Bug fixes. The impossibly spotless finish quest now properly displays its banner in the quest rewards section of the quest log. Corrected husk pathing around base. Power rating player disconnect. We no longer disconnect a player with too low of power rating after a match has ended. The fixes bug where players were unregistered when the game ended but were then kicked before seeing the in-game podium sequence because their power level could not be found. Enemies. Bug fixes. Husks should now damage structures while players are standing on base. Art and animation. Bug fixes. Built structures no longer appear transparent when they are upgraded. Audio. Bug fixes. Fix an issue where occasionally diluting sound effects would not always play. Now general. Bug fixes. Players are now able to connect to the game's servers after being logged out by connecting on another device. Starting PlayStation 4 from rest mode no longer causes a fail to connect to party error. Pressing the spacebar while having the banner menu open will no longer open another menu. UI added setting in parental controls on enable/disable text. There will be an error message when trying to text chat when the feature is disabled. Bug fixes. Store offers are no longer missing after players change the language setting. Reticles are no longer missing after switching from a scoped weapon. Social, added an enable voice chat button to the voice chat tab in the social panel when a player is in a party and has voice chat disabled. Added an enable voice chat notification that will pop up once per game session after a player joins a party while having voice chat disabled. Fix an issue involving the voice status indicator sometimes not displaying correctly when players are muted. Party invite notifications will no longer keep appearing after a player joins or rejects the party invite. Performance optimized CPU rendering on Switch. This is to improve the frame rate when a large number of objects are visible. Known issues wanting to... Alright. Well, that was a long read. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed or you liked the video or the patch notes in any way, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because I do this every week when the new update comes out. And make sure you hit that like button so that more people can see these. But anyway, guys, I'll see you next time.